Many readers have written to say that Zoe's world feels too plausible for comfort. I believe that's the core of these books. They exist in the narrow space between what is real and what could be, the what-ifs. This time, I'd like to take you beneath the surface of Cold Indifference, the second book in the Zoe Blaise Mysteries, and examine the idea that beauty can become a form of addiction, not metaphorically, but biologically. Because Cold Indifference asks a question that delves even deeper than the first novel, Pink Bobbit. If the first story explored how beauty can be deadly, the second asks, what happens when beauty starts to take control? The inspiration for Cold Indifference originated from the emerging science of the skin microbiome, the vast ecosystem of bacteria, fungi, and microorganisms that inhabit our skin. We understand that these organisms are vital for maintaining balance and health. They protect, communicate, and adapt. But what if that balance were intentionally disrupted? What if formulations could be engineered not to heal but to hook, subtly modifying the microbiome so that the skin becomes reliant on a particular product, craving its next application like a quiet chemical habit? That marked the start of Zoe's second case. In Cold Indifference, a new line of cosmetic products claims to deliver remarkable results, including radiant skin, an even tone, and a youthful appearance. Yet, beneath the marketing lies a hidden science. Formulations that reprogram the microbiome, making users both addicted and suggestible. At the core of this manipulation by the cartel is not vanity, but absolute control over consumers and, consequently, the world. As Zoe follows the trail from Tokyo to the UK and Italy, she begins to uncover something far more sinister, a group known only as the Faceless Ones. They are scientists, dermatologists, and researchers once devoted to integrity, now caught in a web of moral decay. Some resist, others surrender. Their transformation represents a chilling truth about any industry built on aspiration, that the pursuit of perfection can erode the self until nothing remains but compliance. The Faceless Ones became a symbol for me, of those who, within our own professional world, must decide whether to confront the problems or quietly benefit from them. They are the mirror to Zoe's own struggle. How far can you go to expose the truth before you, too, begin to lose your face? The character, spoiler alert, Luca Morelli found out to his cost. Cold Indifference may be fiction, but its science is real. Research into the microbiome is progressing rapidly. We are discovering how microbial balance influences inflammation, mood, immunity, and even our sense of identity. In the right hands, that knowledge is transformative. In the wrong ones, it evolves. The novel takes that idea to its extreme, imagining a future where the manipulation of the microbiome extends beyond the skin to the self. What begins as dependence on a cream becomes obedience to a system. For Zoe Blaise, it is both a scientific puzzle and a moral dilemma. For me, as a writer and scientist, it was an opportunity to explore what happens when innovation is overtaken by corporate greed that breaches ethics, and when the boundary between enhancement and exploitation becomes indistinct. The clinical trials in the novel are a culmination of the real frustration I have felt over the years about how some studies have been conducted, and I distorted and twisted it into horrifying fiction. Every Zoe Blaise mystery is rooted in genuine scientific knowledge, from regulatory understanding, lab practices, and decades spent exploring how trust is built and sometimes lost in the field of cosmetic science. However, fiction allows me to explore realms that professional objectivity cannot reach, to give emotion to data and consequence to chemistry. In Cold Indifference, this meant blending the accuracy of microbiome science and clinical research with the psychological tension of a thriller. The result is a story that lingers uneasily between hope and horror, where technology designed to enhance beauty instead becomes a form of enslavement and betrayal. Zoe's investigations, supported by her trusted allies Max D'Angelo, the Count, and Pebble, are as much about conscience as they are about crime. Together, they navigate a world that sparkles with innovation, but also hides rot beneath its glossy surface. The Zoe Blaise Mysteries fundamentally explores trust, scientific, personal, and moral. Pink Bobbit questions how beauty can hide murder. Cold Indifference questions how beauty can conceal control. Digital Facade, the third in the trilogy, questions how beauty can manipulate reality. Zoe, logical, intuitive, and relentless, seeks not only evidence but also meaning, what it truly means to remain human in a world that values illusion. If you've already read Cold Indifference, I hope it made you pause, not just about the story, but about the science beneath it. If you're new to Zoe's world, I invite you to begin at the beginning, with Pink Bobbit, and follow the trail into Cold Indifference as the mystery deepens. Because, in Zoe's world, as in ours, what we apply to the skin is never just skin deep. Thank you for reading, for sharing, and for continuing to explore the intersection of science, beauty, and truth with me. Tune in this Friday for the Cold Indifference book trailer, and join me next Tuesday for more Tuesday insights into the Zoe Blaise Mysteries series.